Welcome back to the Deep Dig of Sports Pod. I'm your host, Drew. My other host right over there.
What's up? It's D. Good to see you again. Today we are digging into actually quite a bit. We're kind of holding off on this episode. We took a little, summer break, but we are back today. Welcome to the United States, Victor Wembanyama. We are touching base on Dame. Zion had some comments about his weight. Also, the PGA and LIV. There's some documents out there that we're going to be talking about, as well as Deandre Hopkins and some other free agents holding out for some more money. But where's that money coming from? Before we get into that, go ahead and hit that like button. Go ahead and subscribe to the pod. We have a bunch of stuff coming up, and you're not going to want to miss it.
Yeah, we're not going to say anything yet, but we have some upcoming guests this next month. So it's going to be a fun show for the next month. You guys are going to want to see that stuff. I want to talk about the home run derby, but before we get into that, I have a little story time because someone who didn't go to All-Star Weekend, who was invited, Aaron Judge, I met him. You know the game where the A's play the Yankees and the Yankees pitched a perfect game?
Yeah.
I was at that game. I mean,
not to brag or anything,
but yeah. So basically, the company I work with, I'm a video producer for. So I went and shot some stuff for a meet and greet for Aaron Judge. I met him. So we lined up all the kids. It was like a kid friendly event, and I mic'd up Patty Judge, Aaron Judge's mom, who was a lovely lady. She was so cool, and so I'm like filming. I'm standing there with Aaron Judge's manager. And I have the camera, and we all of a sudden, this like the tallest man I've ever seen in my life comes through out of the elevators, and I look at the manager, Aaron's manager, and I show him a mic, just a little lavalier mic, a little lapel mic, and I went like this, and the manager was like, "Yeah, like gave me a nod, like go mic up Aaron Judge." I'm like, "Cool, this is gonna be smooth." I get to meet Aaron Judge and mic him up, and then I'll talk with him afterwards, like, hey, we went through that together, buddy. We went through a whole production,
Yep.
So I walk up to Aaron. I'm like, oh, hey, nice to meet you, Aaron. I shake his hand. I think at this moment he was like, who the fuck
Who is this guy?
Because I had like no badge, like nothing. I was just like in a t-shirt, like the same as everyone. And I was like, hey, can I mic you up really quick? And he goes, we're just going to do this. Like, and he just like dissed the fuck out of me. And
nah.
Yeah, I'll try to put it in the video here, but people got pictures of Aaron Judge like being so uncomfortable with me, and there's the security guards next to us laughing in my face.
Damn.
And yeah, so then I had to like shake that off immediately and record the rest of the event. But it wasn't a rude like.
No, but it was just one of those things like, nah, I'm good. And you're just like, shut down.
Yeah, I look like a child, and you just like, get the fuck away. Like, I have business to tend to. And
move, you baby man.
And so like I shot the rest of it, but after, like, the next day I had a Zoom meeting with the team, and everyone was putting memes in the chat of the picture of me getting dissed by Aaron Judge. So I got memed the fuck out of by the company. But yeah, afterwards the event, he was really cool. I actually shook his hand, talked to him for a minute. He was a good guy. Like, it wasn't anything like too upsetting, but he was kind of like, I don't know who you are, get away.
Makes sense. You didn't have any credentials. I would have dissed you too.
That's what I was like, we need fucking press badges, like something. That
just a t-shirt that says staff.
Yeah, something. So that was cool. And then afterwards, this was before like the game, so we were like in the stadium before anyone. Then we went to our seats and we started watching the A's Yankees game, and I was like filming some more stuff, but I was kind of done at like the third inning.
Yeah.
And I don't want the team to, I think this is a quick little discussion. We can talk about the A's really quick. I don't want the team to leave Oakland. And I love the Coliseum. But the Coliseum is,
ass.
Can I say it's ass? It's fucking trash.
Fucking ass.
Like, I just went there for free again because I've only gone there when it's free.
Yeah, that's the only time. I think maybe one time we paid like $15 to go to.
Yeah.
We went twice. They're both back-to-back wild cards. And both times it was super cheap.
Yeah, but I'll say, like, if you don't live in the Bay, like we lived in the Bay, we're literally 10 minutes from the Coliseum. They are always trying to give away these tickets.
Always
like,
free.
I've always gotten free tickets for some random thing. But yeah, like, I went to the bathroom, and there's like troughs, like where you like just walk up and piss in like, and yeah, like in a regular guy's bathroom, you walk up to urinals, but it's like one connected urinal
It's old school. It's super old. Yeah,
full to the brim of human pee, and I was just like, guys, we gotta do better. Like,
do you remember back in the day, like, you ever see those videos where it's like Oakland Raider fans, like, yeah, and then some dude slides through it, like the trough, and it's like so disgusting. That's Raiders fans.
Yeah, so I didn't even want to go in that just because of like the splashback potential. So then I went to the like stalls. Every bathroom is fucking wrecked. Every bathroom is wrecked, full of piss, full of shit. Like, I don't even know if they cleaned between games. And then like you get to the stadium, whatever. Like, this time was cool because we had like the seats really like right there, right, really close. And I mean, the Giants games, there's so many activities going on in between the innings. Like, you're entertained.
Yeah.
Oakland A's game, it's straight baseball. Like, you're there to watch baseball and listen to loud music. That is it. So it hit the 4th inning, and like none of my friend Matt's bets hit.
So you're like, all right.
We were like, okay, let's go. Like, nothing's going on. I'm finished working, and we went, got some tacos somewhere else. And on the way home, we were like, let's listen to the rest of the game. We had to listen to a historic game happen that I was at, and I missed. So we left early and missed a perfect game. And then I got clowned on even more by my company in the group chat. So
I mean, you earned it that day. It seems like everything you did that day, you earned.
It was L on L on L. But I will say, Oakland, if we're going to stay in Oakland for the A's, we need to like revamp the Coliseum or something, because it was tough.
It was pretty bad. Even when we went 2 years ago, it was bad.
It's just gross. Gross.
So I don't know.
And was possums in the booth.
Yeah,
that gets talked about a lot there. I was like, because I went in early with like crew and like managers and like publicists, and that was like a main talking point of like, I wonder which one has the possums.
Yeah, which one is it?
Yeah, but anyways, the home run derby happened. Actually, right now the All-Star game is happening for MLB. A lot of controversy going on with this home run derby. Did you get a chance to watch any of it?
I just seen Vlad Guerrero ding that kid. It was fucking awesome.
It's not funny.
It's pretty fucking funny.
You're a bully. You're a bully, and you should be off the internet. But yeah, I've seen people now like, kids shouldn't be out there. Kids shouldn't be. It's like, who's gonna be out there?
Have some fucking kids with some hand-eye coordination.
I saw someone say that Twitter troll should be out there. Let us know in the comments who should be catching these fly balls in the home run derby, because kids are not hanging in there.
Kids are not surviving. But I'm not gonna lie. That
he survived. So he's okay though, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Okay, we can.
I mean, you can just laugh about it. I'm pretty sure it'd be a bigger deal.
But that's not the controversy. The angles, the camera angles, and just like the overall
it was so
setup.
Stupid.
I watched the finals, and I watched just men hit baseballs that I have no
you have no idea where it's going.
Yeah. me and my dad were watching it, and like every swing it was like, that's good, that's one. We're like, that's a good one, and we have like no fucking clue if it's a home run or not. Like,
it's just
I felt like I was Clint Eastwood in Trouble with the Curve. Like,
I could hear it.
I was like watching off the ball pop off the bat, and I was like, that's
a good one,
that's a dinger.
I heard it.
Like these so if you haven't watched it, the camera angle is from the pitcher perspective onto the batter, and then they split screened randomness. Like it was just like a zoomed in frame of the wall. Like the outer wall in the outfield, and then there's just like balls landing randomly. So you don't know like what ball was what.
They should have just done the old school right from behind the batter, where you see like, bam, like the ball really crack off the bat. Like, that would be fucking awesome.
The thing was, it was with the format now, with the time, with the clock, motherfuckers were just like, throw me as many balls and I'm gonna swing. Every 2 seconds I'm swinging. So like, how do you track every ball?
Yeah.
So I think they definitely need to go back to the 10 outs.
Yeah.
To the 10 outs. Yeah. Like, we just like, it doesn't feel as eventful when you're like watching someone just hack. Like if you watch golf and someone's just driving 100 balls out.
Bryson DeChambeau.
So yeah, that format.
I'd actually watch that,
but not at that pace. Just like drive.
I actually might. I'll check it out. I'd peek in.
Okay. We are in desperate need of NFL right now.
NFL, I miss you.
Well, any other ways to fix the home run derby?
I seen was that it kind of been the All-Star event, but I seen a bunt derby going on.
Oh, I think that was in like Japan or something.
It looked pretty fucking cool. I think we should start doing that. That's pretty dope.
That looked cool.
I'm not gonna lie.
Like we need a scoring system on the court.
Yeah, just do it like Topgolf.
Yeah, what if in the home run derby we put a score on the field? Yeah, like Topgolf.
Just do that. I think that's pretty cool. Just something to switch it up. What could be another one? Make it to where you have to bat your opposite hand in the finals.
Oh yeah, I saw someone saying like, oh, on the bonus 30 you have to. What if you
flip it over? Yeah.
I mean, some people get unfair advantage maybe because they are switch hitters.
It's very rare nowadays.
I would say the kids catching the balls in the outfield have to drink 6 primes. They have to drink 6 prime energy drinks that equate to 36 cups of coffee and then send them out there.
They're juiced.
We're not saying anything bad about prime. We're not. But there are allegations. FDA questioned. Not approved.
All right, are we digging into Zion's comments?
Basketball, yeah.
Let's do it.
Zion Williamson stays big.
Literally.
So he went on the Gilbert Arenas podcast, which every ex-baller has a podcast now, and Gilbert Arenas, I think it was like Gills something.
I don't know. I feel like Gilbert Arenas has been in the podcast game for a little bit now. So
Nick Young wasn't there, so Swaggy P. Yeah, but he's like standing behind him for some reason. Doesn't have a chair.
Not enough chairs.
And Zion talked about how coming into the league, it was hard for him to control his weight because he has so much money now. He has a lot of great food options, and he's just a young kid kind of learning how to be an adult. Like, how much fault do we put on a kid coming out of high school, 1 year of college, and not being able to like take care of that?
I'd say it's 50% on him and 50% on the franchise. I think if you look at, like, if he had gone to the Miami Heat, it would have been a completely different story. Where Pat Riley is like immediately like, he's weighing Jimmy Butler when Jimmy Butler does free agent visits. Like, everyone gets weighed religiously with the Miami Heat, and it's just because we're gonna keep your ass in shape constantly. They're really about that grind. And obviously the Pelicans were not, so they were not that team. They are slowly transitioning into a squad that has a lot more vets and actually has players that want to compete. And so I could see that being something, but I just don't see Zion being on that bandwagon of like, oh yeah, I'm going to really dive in and dedicate myself 100% to basketball. He's more into porn stars.
You're foul for that.
He is, though. He is.
He has a type.
Yeah.
Slut. I'm not going to knock him for his personal life as long as it stops bleeding into his professional life so much. If he plays and he plays well, then, like, we can't knock him too much for it. I mean, look at Tristan Thompson.
Play. You know what I mean? He just doesn't play.
He doesn't play. And the weight is, like, the main factor. And, like, I like how people are like, the offseason of the NBA, it never fails to get like Ben Simmons shooting threes, Luka Doncic skinny, and like Zion skinny. Like, you're gonna get those posts constantly in the offseason. And right now he's in shape. He looks in shape. I mean, he's still big. He's just a big guy. Yeah, he's a big guy. But like, is he gonna be in shape for the season? Is he really that dedicated now at 23 years old? Like,
I think he's made too much money to be dedicated. And
then that's the other thing too. We were talking about kind of off camera. Like, I was thinking like, okay, it's on him for being like, I have a chance to get like $300 million, like 280 whatever $million. It's on me. I need to be responsible and like take care of my diet. I think you're making enough money to get like the most delicious, most healthy food. and you're like, they're gonna pay him anyways.
They are.
Yeah.
Look at Kevin Durant got the max after he tore his Achilles. Like, so these dudes know, like, if you're a certain caliber of star in the NBA, regardless, you're gonna get paid, and you're gonna get paid generational money, even if you're just a role player. Look at Bruce Brown. So it is what it is at this point. I think the contracts have gotten a little bit ridiculous.
I think for the young guys, it's gotten ridiculous because then you get someone who hasn't performed at a max contract level and you're like, well, it's his time to get paid and he's young and maybe I drafted him to be a max player, so he's a max player.
Names that come to mind, Buddy Hield was one where he's like, who else are you going to pay? And it's like, fuck, yeah, I guess let's pay this guy. Who else? Who's the guy from the Cavs that got traded? That we were watching that video, Rich Paul, where he's like, oh, I got to take care of my guy.
Oh, Sexton.
Yeah, Colin Sexton, where they really wanted the other guard.
Garland?
Yeah, Darius Garland.
Yeah.
And they're like, hey, got to get my guy paid first.
I mean, even like Jordan Poole, like, I think he played great for us the championship year, but then to be like, we're going to max you out, you're a bench player.
Yeah.
Like, if it wasn't,
I think they really had thought that he was going to be the future.
Yeah. But it's so early to like max these guys out when it's like you haven't really showed us that you are a star. Like, I think of Cam Johnson. And that's like, what? I've never seen a Cam Johnson highlight. Maybe that's just like, what name a play where you were like, damn, Cam Johnson. Like, he's getting paid max.
Nah.
And like guys like just randomly popping up getting maxes because they're that age and they have expectations and they got drafted high. I'm just like not high on those guys getting max contracts, but it's we give this guy the max or he walks away and we get nothing. And like, how long is Zion gonna not play until you're like, well, we're not gonna give him $300 million again.
But then it's like someone else will.
Yeah, someone else will, because you know what? He's gonna sell tickets. He's gonna sell jerseys.
Yeah, I mean, you just put his fat ass on the front row and he's gonna fucking sell some tickets.
NFL season needs to show up because this show's getting out of pocket. You're just letting that shit fly today, huh? Well, another guy that you don't fucking like talking about, Dame Lillard, is in the news again. Okay, how much fault do you put on Dame Lillard for now requesting the trade after free agency, basically after the draft, and now he wants to go to a specific team? He wants to go to places not too good, but is good enough to win, but doesn't trade enough of their good players, but also helps out his Blazers team because he's all about that.
I think he's well, I don't want to say it's him. I want to say it's his agent that completely burned this bridge with Portland. And all of his credibility of like, oh, I'm going to stick to the grind, that shit has gone out the window. And now people are literally making fun of him. They're like, oh, yeah.
Was it Paul George?
Yeah, Paul George was... Paul George.
But we running away from the grind.
Paul George is literally gassing him like, oh, the guy who is, respect the grind. I don't run from the grind is going to the team that was in the finals and only the team that'll be in the finals.
What's the difference between him and what like Kevin Durant did?
Literally nothing.
Nothing.
Especially because he's made such a bitch fit about this. And so I think him and his agent really need to take a long look in the mirror after this and be like, what are we doing here? Because all of the equity that I've built up with this fan base and with the NBA in general, I've just pissed it away. And now I have to restart that.
And it's like, honestly though, I don't think it matters if he does get traded to the Heat and they are successful. Like, who gives a fuck that he requested a trade and like went back on his word? Like, all that people are going to care about is like, oh, he did really good in Miami. And like, he played at an all-star level and he had all-stars around him. Like, it's just the Blazers fans are going to care. That's who's going to be hurt. But like, at the same time, I think the Blazers fans should want to move on from him already. They have a lot of young guys in that building, and I think Scoot is the future. And you have Shaedon Sharpe there. If you can get like a solid starter and draft picks, like, I think that's a good trade.
That's the thing, though. Miami's not going to give, like, you know what I mean? Now that Dame has put his foot down and is like, I'm only going to Miami, and they've called other teams like, don't trade for us. What I would do is what the Sixers have done with James Harden. We're not going to trade you.
He literally, he's
not.
under contract.
Yeah. Hey,
for years.
You decided just last offseason to sign an extension here with Portland. So guess what? We're going to hold you until whenever we decide.
Yeah.
Until we have something. Like, Daryl Morey is actually one of the best at that. Holding his cards to the vest and like, hey, if you want to come to play, cool, but I'm not getting rid of this for pennies on the dollar. Like, you're going to actually give me something valuable. And if you want it, like, let's do it.
It's really interesting how Dame feels like he has leverage and his agent is telling everyone, don't try to trade for me because I'm going to Miami. And the team reports are coming out that they're saying, hey, we're encouraging other teams to make offers.
Yeah.
Because we don't give a fuck. We will trade him wherever.
And then what is he going to do? Is he really going to sit out if someone trades for him? They have years on his contract, bro. I want to say he has like 4 years left.
Yeah, I think.
Because he just signed a 2-year extension.
At least 3 years. At least.
So he has years left on his contract. What is he going to do? Sit out all his entire contract?
There's no... If I'm the Blazers, I would just be like, you're playing for us next year.
Yeah, I'm like...
The value's not there.
You don't want to play for Boston? We just got back Jaylen Brown. Like, we're taking that.
Yeah.
We just got back John Morant.
But then the thing that screwed over the Blazers is every team is now set in what they have.
Yeah.
If you would have done this like
at the beginning
of the offseason, maybe the Celtics do flip Jaylen Brown because they're like, listen, we'll sign and trade Jaylen Brown and we'll flip him to you. And like, we need a point guard.
Fair trade.
And like the Warriors could have traded Jordan.
Fuck you.
We could say, hey, we know you're guard heavy, but we'll give you Jordan Poole, who is a young, he is on a max contract, but he will help your other guys develop and he'll score you 20 points a night.
That was one that came out afterwards where it was like, oh yeah, the Warriors would have been a good spot. Dame is from Oakland. We know that he loves the Bay Area. He would like to be back. He'd love to play with Steph.
And that's why
that's a dagger in the heart.
If I'm the Blazers organization, I'm like, fuck you, Dame. Wherever we get the best offer is where you were sending you.
Yeah.
Because you knew you wanted out.
Yeah.
And I'm not even 100% sure that he for sure wants out. Like, I feel like he's doing this whole, like, I'm going to keep saying I want out because, like, people are complaining that I'm staying and, like, I'm not trying to ring chase and blah, blah, blah. But then he'll just, like, go back like how James Harden is right now and be like, yeah, I'll play.
Because he has to.
Yeah.
Because ultimately what is happening is Daryl Morey with the Sixers is actually putting his foot down. And they know it's true because look at what he did with Ben Simmons. Like, he held out until he got a package that actually worked for him. And that's what, like, he was going to do with James Harden. That's what they should do with Dame is, like, Dame, we got years, dog. We can sit here all day, and we'll wait.
But it's been years of Dame being like, maybe I want out. Maybe I want to go to a contender. Actually, I'll stay and just take a bunch of money. And it's like, you wanted the money.
Yeah. But, I mean, if they were to trade him to, like, the Cavs, for instance, you don't think that he would be like, you know what, I'm all in, like, let's do it. It's the East. We really don't have a lot, like, you know what I mean? We have some pieces around here. We're not going to have to, like, really compete against some pretty hard teams. It's not the fucking West.
But then are they going to give up a Darius Garland?
Yeah, imagine him and Evan Mobley.
I'd like to see it.
Yeah, it's fucking nice, dude.
The other problem for the Blazers is they're so guard heavy.
Yeah.
Right now. So what team has like a forward or a big that you want to trade for? It's like so limited. And like maybe earlier they could have done a Bradley Beal deal. Like
yeah, they
could have done a DeAndre Ayton. Like now it's your hands are tied, and that's why I'd be like, Dame, like you gotta wait till the trade deadline because there's literally you left us with nothing. And now was that your plan all along? Because you wanted to go to Miami, but they're not gonna trade us Bam. Yeah. They're not gonna trade us Jimmy.
So
they don't want to trade Tyler Hero.
Yeah. So what are we going to get in return? Yeah, it doesn't make sense. I've seen someone tweet, they're like, if Dame's really serious about only Miami, what he should do is drop a diss track for every city.
And I think if I'm Miami, I'm kind of like, I like our squad right now.
Yeah.
Just went to the finals. Huazquez, is that his name? The guy they drafted?
Yeah.
Mexican kid.
Yeah,
he's nice. He fits their culture. Like, that guy's going to be nice. I wouldn't include him in a deal. So it's like,
what are you really going to trade? And two, if you're the Heat, like, I'm not thinking I have to trade anything.
Yeah. I mean,
because why? He wants to come here.
If I'm Brooklyn, I'm like, please take Cam Johnson as max
please, I'm doing something, please.
All right, well, let us know in the comments, where do you think Damian Lillard should go? If you're the Blazers, are you giving him up for whatever? You giving him up for a couple picks and like Kyle Lowry? I don't know. What are you willing to trade for Dame Lillard right now? Victor Wembanyama has agreed to celebrity fight Britney Spears. No.
Fuck.
No. He has
had an off-court incident.
I'm not even.
Oh, okay.
I was gonna go back to the basketball, but
okay.
Yeah, okay. So Victor Wembanyama is walking through Vegas. Britney Spears sees him from across the room, runs toward him, like taps him. Can we say taps his back?
Yeah.
Security smacks Britney Spears in the face. Victor Wembanyama keeps walking.
Again, I don't think anything wrong with Wembanyama.
No.
But he's created haters.
Why are people so mad at Victor?
This is an atrocity. You slapped Britney Spears in Britney Spears' hometown of Las Vegas, Nevada, where she has a residency.
This sounds like a Seth Rogen movie plot, like The Interview.
Yeah.
Like, this sounds like this is what's going on.
But I think he's done the opposite of Anthony Edwards, where Anthony Edwards was like, oh man, I love Nicki Minaj. And then all of her fans were like, oh, vote Anthony Edwards for the All-Star game, blah, blah, blah. He's done the exact opposite of that.
You think you're getting no fan love?
Bro, the first game where he got fucking dunked on hard, everyone was putting Britney tracks to it. Like, it was bad.
I haven't seen a tweet from the second game. So the first game, the Summer League, Victor Wembanyama, let's say, to put it nicely, he looked fucking ass.
He got put in a blender multiple times. Afterwards, his comments were, I don't know what I'm doing out there.
Yeah.
He looked pretty lost.
It's such a chef kiss meme that is getting passed around right now that I have no idea what I'm doing out there. So that is like the meme for the next 5 years. That's going to follow his career. But second game, he came through plus 20 points, 3 blocks. He had 5 blocks the first game. He did everything nice. He was like 8 for 12. So what are we feeling from these two performances? They shut him down after this.
Yeah, of course. It's like you can't risk him going out.
Leave Victor alone.
You can't risk him going out there and fucking sucking again. You just gotta. Hey, he had a good game. Boom, shut him down. Yeah, I mean, it's weird. Things that you would expect that he would be good at, like he just wasn't. Like his post game and like. He lost the handle a couple times. He looked like wobbly.
Talking about first game.
Yeah, first game. He looked wobbly and wonky out there. And so it's like, was that just jitters because it was coming off of like, it's his first game in the United States. All eyes were on him. People were waiting outside of the stadium to get in from like 5 a.m. So it's just craziness, but that's how it's going to be. His first fucking game in the NBA. It's going to be like that all the way through.
Every game is going to be so analyzed for this guy.
Yeah. So, I mean, I know that his previous team was basically built around him. They literally fired everyone that didn't fit the Victor Wembanyama system. And after he got drafted, I think the team is disbanded. So it was literally just a showcase of what Victor can do. And so we really don't know.
And I feel like the thing is for me, I think he's going to be good, but I'm not in the camp of believing in 7+ foot guys who are like that frame.
Yeah.
I would much rather have the 6'3" guard. Like that's just where I think the NBA is to me. And like maybe they'll zig where everyone's zagging and like, hey, we have this like giant guy and we're going to be bigger than everyone. But I just don't think that's in today's NBA. And they're fragile, like their knees.
Yeah.
Just like physically speaking, you're that tall, you're that big, your knees, it's a lot to handle.
Your knees, your ankles, your feet, all fuck up. Like
so it's like I'm very wary of like committing a franchise to someone who's 7 feet tall and like that frame. Like even Chet, who's looking better, like even
he had to gain 13 pounds. And he had to sit out his rookie year because of injury.
Yeah. KD had injuries to his legs in his career, and like, I don't know. I'm just like, let's pump the brakes a little bit. Maybe like I need to make sure he could get through an NBA season. But and he came in like not being the greatest shooter, like not a great 3-point shooter, even though he can shoot it. But that wasn't like one of his like, oh my God, he's amazing. It just was cool to see a 7'6" guy shooting, stroking threes, you know. But yeah, I don't think he's gonna be a shooter, and like I don't think he should try to be a 6, 7, 8 3-pointers a game shooter. Where he should be dominating is in the post, and it's weird to see him like back down someone who's like 6'5" and like not get a layup.
Yeah,
it's so
fucking awkward.
Like, why isn't he just turning around and going like this? Like, right? Like,
no, it's pretty.
The first game, that's what threw me off so much. It was like he's so much bigger than you guys, but he's not scoring in the paint. Like,
yeah,
what's going on here? And like watching him set a screen in that first game was like, oh my God, it looked like a deer trying to learn how to walk for the first time. I was like, give me Pete Davidson on the squad. Like, I'd rather have that than this guy right now.
Oh man.
But I'll say he bounced back the second game. Like, if he could just do that, like.
Yeah, and I think that's what a lot of his rookie year is going to be is, high highs and low lows, and you're just going to have to eat it if you're the Spurs, and I think they are ready for it. They did sign Pop to a 5-year extension, so Greg Popovich is going to be there the entire time. We know that he's done it multiple times with centers, so this is a team that like kind of knows what they have.
But not a center with this frame.
Not with this frame, but he's had big centers before, and that were the star of the team multiple times. So I mean, I think you could do it again. They're going to play it slow, and I know that this year they're going to continue to suck. Like everyone knows that they're going to be bad, and they're going to continue to build out.
And if I had my choice, just give me between the frames, Wemby or Jokic. Give me the beef. Give me Jokic.
Give me the quesarito.
Well, you guys, let us know in the comments. Do you think Wemby is going to be amazing? Think he's going to keep struggling like he did in that first game, or he's going to look pretty dominant like in that second game? We have a football topic today. Deandre Hopkins is still not signed to a team. I know he said earlier he'll retire when he's not a 1,000-yard-a-year guy, and he still believes he is.
I think he is.
But right now, the two leading teams to sign him are the Patriots and the Titans. And word is he doesn't like the quarterbacks on either team. So he's waiting on like the Chiefs or the Bills to give him a better offer. And they're not budging. What do you think? What do you think he should do? And did you see someone put, I actually have the screenshot here, on Instagram, a picture. It says, Bills open to signing D-Hop if he's willing to ring chase. And he put in the comments 2 emojis of bulls and 2 emojis of poop. So he put bullshit in the comments.
Like, is it bullshit that they are willing to sign him, or is it bullshit that they want him to ring chase?
I don't know.
You know what I mean?
What do you think is going through? What do you think D-Hop should do? What do you think is going through his mind right now?
I mean, again, know your worth, dude. You're not going to get the OBJ contract, which, I mean, they kind of had to do just because they needed to appease Lamar. Like, and it's way too late in the offseason. Unless someone goes down in training camp, which even if it does happen, they're still going to have to pay that person's salary. And how are you going to like make cap space and things like that? Like, teams are tied up. Everything's pretty locked down right now. So you got to go with either team that is actually vying for you. Because if you are wanting a upper tier contract or even a mid tier contract, that's not what you're going to get from the Chiefs or the Bills. It's just not. Yeah. So know your reality, have some self-awareness, and figure it the fuck out, dude. I mean, you've literally been on nothing but loser squads your entire career. If you want a chance at glory, take the pay cut and get on the Bills or the Chiefs.
That's my whole thing. Like, I don't want to hear us like someone aging star complain about, I'm not getting the most money, but also I want to win a championship. Like, it's one or the other at that point. You're on 1-year rental deals at this point in your career. And that could be a good thing or that could be a bad thing. You can be Brandon Cooks.
Yep.
Or You could be Randall Cobb.
Yeah.
Which I don't think Randall Cobb was winning anything. Maybe that was a bad example.
Who'd you put then?
You could be Antonio Brown.
True.
At the end.
But yeah, I think I don't like to hear rich people complain about how much money they have. So it's figure it the fuck out, dude. You're in 2 states that don't have state income tax. Fuck you.
I mean, I won't say just take a pay cut. It's that simple because the bag's not in front of me. But also, I'm saying don't complain about taking a pay cut when the money's right there and that's what you truly want.
There's 2 teams that are gonna pay you that need wide receiver.
I would love to see him on the Titans. I think he would fit. They need him. You don't like the Titans? You don't like
if I'm him, I'm not doing that. Their quarterback play is ass. Their other wide receivers are ass. I'd much rather just go to the Patriots where I know either it's Mac Jones or Bailey Zappi, and both of them I can deal with.
And they're not going to throw the ball.
All they're going to do is throw me slants over the middle. I'm going to take that. Bro, he'll eat if he's on the Patriots. And Bill Belichick loves him. So if I have to choose between those 2, I'm going the Patriots.
I think we're forgetting though that the Titans are a consistently pretty good team. They are.
Okay, yeah.
They were the 1 seed 2 years ago.
Okay, but that ain't that team. That's not this team today.
I mean, Derrick Henry's still there.
Their defense is really declined. Their offensive line has gotten worse this offseason. Their quarterback play really fell off a cliff. So, okay, yeah.
I mean, why not take a pay cut and go to the Bills? That's if I'm DeAndre, you just convinced me. I'm hey, Bill, nuke to the Bills. Let's get this thing done. I don't know what that comment meant on Instagram, but let's play.
Bullshit. I ain't gonna ring chase. I'm gonna ring chase.
Dude, you get to hang out with Josh Allen and Haley Steinfeld.
You see the pictures of them in Mexico?
Yeah.
They're just living it up, dude. Oh, did you see you see Josh Allen was on Bussin' with the Boys, and they're he looks at Will Compton and he's oh, have I seen you on the field? Oh, check milk. And he was what? He was milk. It's pretty self-explanatory. It's anytime you see a white guy here. He's yep.
Yeah, Will Compton, the only white guy on the field. Yeah, that was funny.
That was pretty good.
But yeah, do you think Haley Steinfeld's going to bring out more out of Josh Allen, or he's going to be too busy?
I think he looks like he's relaxing right now. I think that's the best Josh Allen you can get, is someone who's has a really good offseason, going to come in, not too beat up, but motivated. And he's already kind of calmed down as the team leader, saying hey, it's on me that this Stephon Diggs deal hasn't he's really the franchise fucking guy, dude. He's everything you could ask for. So I'm really liking what I'm seeing. I think he's going to have an awesome year.
Get over there, DeAndre Hopkins. Let us know in the comments, where should DeAndre Hopkins go? We have time for one more thing. We're talking LIV Golf PGA merger. Whole mess going on right now in the golf world.
Yes.
Give us a little update on what's going on.
Yeah, so a bunch of docs actually just got leaked.
How we both pull out our notes.
Dude,
it's a lot to take in.
There is a lot going on with these. So 2 weeks ago, they released one set of documents. Now they released another set of documents. This is called the Best of Both Worlds presentation. I'm looking at a tweet from Sean Zach. Shout out Sean Zach for this. But basically, it gives a proposal for what the LIV PGA Tour merger should look like. I believe this is coming from the PIF side of things. So Saudi Arabia. So it's saying LIV is proposing that Rory McIlroy and Tiger Woods each own a team of LIV and play in 10 LIV events. This will initiate a large-scale superstar LIV-style team event that includes LIV and PGA players and LPGA players. So 16 team captains, 16 teams, all playing in 10 events. With that, they want it to do at least 2 PGA elevated events that'll be branded with Aramco, or PIF flags, and one of them has to be in Saudi Arabia. So that's a lot there, but I think we will just digest that. And when this merger was first proposed, everyone was saying that, oh, well, the PGA Tour is just going to absorb LIV. The LIV is going to be no longer. You might see, a smaller circuit of LIV or something like that, but realistically, what they're doing is they're sucking in all of the star.
Pause. They're absorbing.
They're absorbing all of the star golfers that you want to see play on a weekly basis, and that's what it's going to be. They're going to make more money playing on the PGA Tour, and that's what it is. And now it's really looking like LIV is the one calling the shots. And PIF is saying like, hey, well, we don't want LIV to go anywhere. And they've actually had meetings with their players saying, we're gearing up for next year. There is going to be a LIV tour. So get ready. And these LIV guys are actually pretty pumped about it because they're playing less. They're making more money and they're actually getting a little bit more exposure. And they're having a lot of enjoyment with the team events. I know last week, I believe it was Cam Smith who was playing for first in the tournament, but he was also playing for his team to win the event. And he was actually disappointed because he bogeyed on the last hole. He still won, but his team lost. And he was like, damn, it's kind of bittersweet. I love the win, but I really wanted to see my guys get a dub here.
It just brings like a new element to golf that's like pretty interesting.
Yeah. Where I see this being a pitfall is the PGA Tour players play so much throughout the season. How are they going to be able to do another 10 events on the LIV Tour? Yeah. I think that's just unrealistic. It's not going to happen.
I'm just saying, like, what you're saying here is, like, PGA is posturing, like, oh, yeah, you guys are done. Like, you guys are coming back to us. Like, as if they won. Mm-hmm. And the LIV guys are saying, no.
We won.
We won, and we'll do your little events, but, like, we're going to do whatever we want to do also. And, like, if you guys can join, then cool.
Yeah.
Is that kind of where we're at?
That's what it seems. It seems like both sides are saying that they won this merger.
But I think LIV is winning.
I mean, when you're the one with the money and you're, sponsoring everything, I think that kind of goes to show you have the power. Whoever holds the wallet holds the power. So, I mean, PIF is the one who's going to be really forking out these events. And we've seen that the PGA Tour already said, like, we couldn't really, what were we doing? We were asking our sponsors to sponsor at least double, throw out like 3 times the money that they were for the same amount of viewership. We just couldn't do it anymore. Mm-hmm. So we know that PIF was doing it. They didn't give a fuck about profit. They just wanted to be in the sport.
And I'll say this, like, LIV, we have proof of concept. Like, it's not like now it's new. It's like, oh, well, we'll go do our league. It's like we just saw what happened. The LIV guys came in fresher. Yeah. They came in ready to compete, and they played well. Yes. And it's like, how many more, say this doesn't go through, how many more years can PGA compete, like, just on an athletic level? Like, can they keep winning against these guys who are just coming to the events way more prepared than the other guys?
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, Brooks Koepka kind of showed you, LIV is kind of a cheat code. Like, he kind of played lackluster up until the major events, and once the majors hit, he was ready to go on each of those. And so he kind of showed you, like, and it was a guy, anyways, when he played on the PGA Tour, he was like, this is fucking boring. Like, I just want to play majors. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And so, like, I think there are rumors that before this merger, Jon Rahm was actually going to make his way over there. After,
that was kind of a breaking point.
Yeah, after having a historic start of the PGA Tour, we've seen him kind of slow down. He got sick. It's really taken a toll on his body. And so it does make sense that he was like, hey, I'll take a bag over here. Mm-hmm. But, I mean, it's pretty interesting. It'll be interesting to see how it shapes out because I think really what everyone's waiting on is the litigation coming through. They have to meet with Congress. I think it's an anti-compete or anti-monopoly hearing. And I think once it goes through, that's when we'll start to see, like, plans actually solidify. Right now, everything's kind of up in the air.
because why does it feel? It feels like LIV and PGA have like not talked about this, and like a merger was announced, and they were like, "Well, what do we do now? Like, how do we merge?"
Now what?
Yeah.
I think it was kind of rushed and put together, just because they had their own ongoing lawsuits with each other, and a lot of things were going to come to light that they didn't really want, and it was better for both of them to be like, "Hey, instead we're just going to link up." But no one really put together what that was actually going to look like, and
now we're seeing
it like these two opposing point of views, where the PGA was like, we're going to run things. If you're going to come back to us, LIV players that left the PGA Tour, we're going to fine you. And LIV Tour guys are like, what the fuck?
They're like, you guys are coming to us.
Yeah.
And so
it's pretty crazy. I'm actually really interested to see how everything starts to shape out.
And we'll keep everyone updated on that as it keeps coming forward. And did you see the guy, the LIV guy, said that in the description of all the events and everything, he put that he would get invite to Augusta.
The
club.
yeah.
He would be invited to join the club.
Yeah.
They're like, she had to shoot a shot.
You have to, man.
Anything else today for golf or?
One thing I want to shout out, Ricky Fowler. Ricky Fowler looked awesome at the Rocket Mortgage tournament that happened not this past week, but the week before. He won it. Awesome to see him win. He's actually been playing amazing this season. I think he really has a good chance of being on the Ryder Cup team this year. So I just want to shout out Ricky Fowler on that. It's good to see golf is better with Ricky Fowler.
Nice. And I will say, go and watch Wimbledon tennis quarterfinal match tomorrow morning. I'm going to be checking it out. Maybe I'll talk about it next week. But yeah, that's all we got today.
All right. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe. We really appreciate it.
See you guys
later.